Yeah, just there. No, I thought I heard it correctly. This would suggest to me that there's no pitch correction going on here.
Sound check.
Well, g'day there. Welcome back to another vocal analysis. Another review of Diana Ankudinova. I think I'm getting better at pronouncing her name. I've never meant any disrespect, but I'm a shocker when it comes to name pronunciations. And so I very much hope I get the next, title of the song correct that we're going to be reviewing. This is Helwa Ya Baladi. I hope that's close. It's an Egyptian Arabic song. It was originally done by Dalida back in 1979, and Diana has brought it into the present day. This is a performance from back in 2021, I think. Back when she was, I think 17, if my math is correct. And it's a homage to Egypt. As you know, I pre-watched these performances, but we still catch things along the way that I didn't catch in the original listening. For those of you who have not joined us before, this is a Learn to Sing channel, and so very much a lot of our focus is going to be on learning to sing, looking at the singing, the vocal. And what I love about this performance is it's actually quite an intimate setting. Pretty much everything I've reviewed of Diana up until this point has been on big concert stages, really massive audio-visual kind of presentations. This is nothing like this. This is what, a lot of us, when we're first starting out to sing and perform, this is the kind of setting we'd find ourselves in, this really little theatre. You'll get the picture. Let's dive in. You can see it for yourself. It's very much a pared back performance. It's not big and grand. It's very raw. It's very authentic. Let's have a listen.
Песня Helwa Ya Baladi, Dalida.
كلمة حلوة وكلمتين حلوة يا بلدي حلوة حلوة وكلمتين حلوة يا بلدي أملي دايما كان يا بلدي إني أرجعلك يا بلدي وأفضل دايما جنبك على طول هو ذكريات كل اللي فات فاكرة يا بلدي قلبي مليان بحكايات فاكرة يا بلدي أول حب كان في بلدي مش ممكن أنساه يا بلدي فين أيام زمان قبل البداية كنا بطول
Before we get too much further, because we're nearly halfway through the piece, I was just quite captivated by her sort of the way she's moved into, establishing herself in the piece, because it's interesting, isn't it, when we remove all of the visual like I said, I've only ever seen her performing in front of, really big LED screens and really very, very cool visual representations. And when you take all of that away, all we're left with really is the performer, the voice, and the combination of those two in the telling of the story. And this voice is good enough that you actually are drawn into just the vocal experience of it. And despite the fact that everything else around her it's very plain, isn't it? Like it's very plain. And you can see how she has become so well known. It's when we remove, singers from those big, grand, visual surroundings, and we just have the singer. I often say when students say, oh, is such and such a good singer, and I often say, it's really hard to know the quality of voice until we remove them from all of the paraphernalia that goes with big stage performances, and just isolate the voice and get them just to sing a cappella, nothing supporting the voice. That's when you get to really truly hear the quality of a voice, and in its raw, naked setting. And I think to a certain extent we get that here, right? Like this is not a by no means is this a big grand setting. It's rather uneventful. I'm just going to take it back and have a listen to the way she kind of, I won't take it right back for the sake of your time, but just have a listen to how she sort of moves into the piece. She allows the piece to naturally build from the point of the storytelling aspect of it.
كلمة حلوة وكلمتين حلوة يا بلدي حلوة حلوة وكلمتين حلوة يا بلدي أملي دايما كان يا بلدي إني أهدالك يا بلدي وأفضل دايما جنبك على طول هو ذكريات كل اللي فات فاكرة يا بلدي قلبي مليان بحكايات فاكرة يا بلدي أول حب كان.
That was interesting. I hadn't caught that before. Can you see this little section here, this little white stuff? It's quite hidden in the picture. I don't think it's being hidden on purpose. It's just that it's not lit. Here's this little white strip here. That's a music stand. You can see the stand coming down off it and the feet at the bottom. That's a music stand, and I'm fairly confident she's got lyrics on it. She keeps looking down at it. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I don't personally have a problem with that. I do want to point out, though, it does keep disrupting her sense of connection to the audience, because she has to, it's almost like she has to, revert to the lyrics. You watch as we keep going. She keeps diverting to the lyrics. Again, I personally don't have an issue with that, especially when she is not currently singing in her native language. She is, this is, as we said, this is Arabic, if I'm not mistaken. And so, she's got to keep referring to the lyric for what is a completely different language for her than what she speaks natively, which I believe is Russian. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But yeah, I only just caught those little movements and looking down on the lyrics.
بكل ضمان الهادن كانت بتسيل مليانة بأمل إننا نفضل موجودين في بكر الكون.
Hasn't she got the most amazing hair? Beautiful hair.
حلوة وكلمتين حلوة يا بلدي حلوة حلوة وكلمتين حلوة يا بلدي فين حبيب القلب يا بلدي كان يعيدني يا بلدي وكل ما بغني بفكر فيك واليا حبيبي انت سرقني رايح فين اجمل لك دخلتني احنا الاتنين.
That was interesting. I just want to have a listen back to that that melody and to hear, because this has got very little, post-production work on it. This is a very, I would almost, I would dare say this is a recording straight from the desk. Maybe a digital desk and it's just recording straight. The point being is it's quite a simple mix, isn't it? Yeah, just there. No, I thought I heard it correctly. This would suggest to me that there's no pitch correction going on here, or if there is, there certainly wasn't applied to that moment, because the voice does go wayward. I love it. I love that. We're hearing a really authentic presentation of her voice, and it shows, remove it from all of the paraphernalia of big performances, and you're still left with a great voice. Yeah. So let me take a moment, because it's one thing, isn't it, for me to point out that there's some pitch inaccuracy, but it's another thing for us to then turn around and talk, why might have in that moment there been some pitch inaccuracy? It's not uncommon when we're singing through a phrase that the thing that sends us, either flat or sharp from a note is actually not only the lead up to that note or notes, the notes that precede that point in the phrase, but also the vowel that is being sung, or vowels, plural, being sung in that moment. And it well could be, again, she's not singing her native language, and so it may well be that in the lead up to that moment, the way her vocal tract wanted to shape that phrase she just didn't quite nail the penultimate lead up and run up to that vocal tract vowel shape, and that well could be what sort of pushed her past the note.
Helwa ya baladi أملي دايما كان يا بلدي إني أرجع لك يا بلدي وأفضل دايما جنبك على طول. كلمة يا بلدي أملي يا بلدي.
Это было трудно выучить, но я вроде справилась.
Lovely. And you can hear how small the audience is, can't you, from the room clapping. Really interesting, really interesting. I love it when we get to see these singers who we more often than not see recordings of them on big stages. I love to get to see them on really small, stripped back situations that really do showcase their talent, their skill. And again, this is from a few years back, and it's that I like that. Thank you for those who recommended that we have a listen to that performance. That was cool. I hope you've enjoyed today's vocal analysis, and I hope you'll take the opportunity to subscribe if you enjoyed this kind of approach to it. We're a Learn to Sing channel, and so we very much go looking to, really understand what the singer is doing, why they're doing it. If something goes wrong, why did it go wrong? If something goes right, how did it go right? We can learn from both. And I very much look forward to seeing you in the next vocal analysis. I'm Dr. Dan. Sing well.